Before I begin the video, I just need to let y'all know that this is a follow-up from a video I promised 2 years ago. I meant to upload it the next day, but I didn't. I don't know why. And then, months later, I got banned. So, enjoy the video. So, this is Windows SE. I programmed this back when I was 12 with the addition of Windows XP. And I will show you this project. As you can see, this one I made it so that way you had to press a button to start up the computer, you know, because that's what you do in real life. And then you click it, it doesn't do anything special, just click it. By the way, I apologize for the shakiness. I'm holding my iPad with my hand, which makes it a little bit shaky, but you can still see the screen, so. And of course I'm not logged in because, well, I don't have an account. But typically, what would happen is a bar would appear right around this area saying, please log in. It would say specifically, enter your username, your Scratch username. That's your password. You cannot use another. But since I'm not logged in, I'll just press the press if you're not logged in button. And then so this is your home screen, or basically your desktop. This version 1.1 was the version that this stopped on because I got banned by then. I had a recycling bin, desktop, antivirus, Adobe Flash Player, start menu, well, that folder, Internet Explorer, media player, and from this, the new part from this edition was games. Where I had sound control. This was supposed to be Wi-Fi, and this is clock. The time here is a little wonky, but that's Scratch logic for you. For Wi-Fi, it just says you're connected to Scratch Wi-Fi. Nothing special there. Sound. Here we go. You just do this to affect the sound. It defaults from 75 when you load up the project, but you can change the sound. Let's just put it 100 for this project. Now let's start from recycling bin like I did with Windows XP. Basically, this time you're actually able. Well, okay, I did it in Windows XP too, but you're able to recycle applications here as well. So we'll type yes. It's been a while since I actually programmed this project, so I don't know if I remember. I'll just take antivirus. Okay, I probably typed something wrong, but basically, just like in Windows XP, you're able to recycle the things that are on over here. But on the taskbar, I never programmed it to be able to recycle taskbar applications. And I mean, I can put a link in the description if you want to take a look at the code to see that to prove that I'm right. This was the desktop application. At the time, I only programmed one thing, and that was your space thing. And this was the Windows SE computer. I don't know. Why did I forget the O? I don't know. Came with 100 gigabytes, and of course, being 12, I didn't use the logic to say that it actually had space being used, so I just put empty. Antivirus. Basically, how this works is press scan, and a random number is selected. See, this isn't real viruses, but a random number is selected, and this was the worst result you can get. This computer just died, so we'll start up the project again. put it back up to 100. Anyway, let's try that again. Okay, what the heck? Maybe either I'm unlucky or... Okay, technically this was... Somebody could have changed that because I had... This project's being stored by someone else as a remix to keep this project from just disappearing. Because when I got banned, all my projects got deleted. So he took this project before it could get deleted permanently and saved it. So maybe he changed something, but it's not supposed to do that every time. I'll give it one more shot, and if it doesn't work, then I'm just going to skip ahead back like it never happened. Alright, this is clearly a bug. Alright, so this is the Adobe Flash Player I programmed. I believe that when I programmed this back then it was version 10. Your Flash Player, okay, that I made a typo there, but Adobe, your Flash Player to access Adobe required web, which is for Scratch. Back then this was version 2.0 and you couldn't go onto this website or program anything with, okay, you could go on the website but you couldn't program or make projects or play projects without Adobe Flash Player. This is your start screen. Of course I didn't know at the time how to make it that way. If you just click it again it disappears because it's not, so I just put an X. There's a calculator. Basically how you use it is you type in the operation you want to use. For example, let's say multiplication. Better have spelt it right when I was 12. Okay. 12. And basically that's how it works. I don't think I programmed all these features here at the time, I don't know. I was going to make it so that way you just click a number and it does it, but that was too complicated for me at the time. And then you click this to clear, and you click this to close, and just... Unfortunately, I couldn't make it so that way it disappeared when you closed it. So you just click check once you close it. Paint. This is where you can draw. Of course, I don't know why it defaults to 100. It might have been what this remixer did. You can draw. And then you can change the pen size. Let me show you. Makes it huge. Then, let's see, for example, halfway. You find 49. And then you just click X, and another bug that the remixer must have done, because this did not appear when you closed it. Everything would disappear. And calendar shows the real date and what's tomorrow, what yesterday's date was, and what the day will be next week. In fact, next week is supposed to be the Area 51 raid. I don't even know if it's gonna happen, but who knows. And then I'll get to these features in a minute. I'll show you the other features first, but basically these are just like the lock feature, log off, and shut down. This folder of files where there's a few options that I programmed into it. For example, about Windows SE. Windows SE is a Windows OS by WillyNaz003 in Scratch computers. Of course, I Again, I was banned. Don't search my name up. It's not, you're gonna get no results. Scrat the cat is basically like Siri or Alexa. He's the one cat that sits on the side, and that I just forgot to mention the sorry button shouldn't be showing up here, but I think that was on me that time. Yeah, I'm not gonna blame the remixer for this. It was my fault. Windows SE, or SE stands for Scratch Edition Music, which is what the media player has. We got 7 songs currently, and back then when I had an account, I just said, let me know if you want more music to be added for future updates. Background, you had a few choices on what you wanted your background to be, such as you can change it like this, and or like this. This was technically beta at the time. Wrong one. And then photos. Basically, I pretended that you had photos saved in your thing. For example, this one right here. Those were cookies I made back when I was 12, or I think it was my brother. I made this when I was 12. I took this when I was 12, and the rest of them I just took off of the internet. And that's all there is for the folder of files. I'm going to change it back just so that way it looks the same. Then Internet Explorer. I had programmed 4 websites because I'm not a professional programmer to the point where I can literally program the internet, so I just have to program my own sites and act like it's internet. We'll go to, here I'll show you Scratch since I brought it up in the Adobe Flash Player earlier. This was what I made for how to Scratch, tips and tricks. Because I was one of the better programmers on Scratch back when I used it. So I figured I'd give people tips, that way they can learn what to do. And then I said in this bubble, what will you create? You're all awesome, just learn to express it. Basically saying we can all program big projects like this. You just gotta learn how. And I wasn't trying to offend the smaller programmers. It was just words of inspiration I wrote when I was 12. And then he says, just so you know, more websites will be coming soon. About that, they're not. I was banned, like I said. And for maybe for laughs. And then, I guess probably, I don't want to say it's my favorite feature, but music player. But this is basically what you listen to when if you had Windows XP and you were trying to set it up, that's the music that would play. Shoot. I'm gonna turn it up. tired of holding it, but you should still be able to hear the music just fine. And then the music just stops after you're done. And yeah, this button takes you to the next page. For the sake of the time of this video, I'm just going to play 3 of them. I'll play Unity next. Alright, so that I've decided just to narrow it down to 2, just because the video's already getting pretty long. But again, I'll put a link in the description, and you can always listen to it, any of these songs, over on the guy that remixed this project to keep it alive. And then, of course, just like in Windows XP, click this button to close it. This time I gave it a red ring, and then click the X to, click the X to close it altogether. And then games. At the time, since this was the latest update, I only had programmed one game, which was the Tower of Fortune. And essentially how this works is, you click there are 4 cards, you click one, each one gives you a certain amount of coins. And then I use Geometry Dash coins, big deal. And you gotta keep clicking the coins until you get bad luck. Which, at the time, it was supposed to show a death score or something, but I didn't program that part in yet, so I hadn't programmed that in, so. But yeah, just as bad luck, did you beat the high score, and nobody's ever beaten my high score, 29,000. And then, I guess, it's about to be the end. I'll just show you the lock screen. As you can see, this is back from 2017. Then it says count is locked. And all you have to do is click unlock. And I think this was another glitch on my part with people that aren't signed in. Basically, it says waiting 3 minutes. Because if you say don't unlock, then, or if you don't say unlock, then it's going to wait 3 minutes before, and then ask it again. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. I just decided to put it back on the home screen, the desktop. And then the log off. I don't remember if this one was broken or not. Oh yeah, this is what it's supposed to show when you're logged in, but not supposed to show. But I guess since I'm not logged in, you go here, click nothing, and it still works, surprisingly. I didn't know that at the time, so that's why I put the press if not logged in button on version 1.1. And then finally, to end off the video, wait, before I do that, I have to show you Scrat the cat. Basically what he'll do is he'll go through a rundown of a list of instructions, of questions that he can ask, and say yes. I'm not going to type in the answer, you'll just see, because of the cats. Sorry if the joke's real lame. That was me when I was 12. And then if you say no, say yes to this, it just says let me know in the comments. But again, don't do that because I don't have an account anymore. Back then, people were amazed by how good I was, so just ask me, literally. I didn't want to have to type out a description of how I programmed this whole thing. Plus, if you would have asked me specifically, you could have gotten a more specific question, a more specific answer to your question. And I guess yes, because this was a new thing for 1.1, and I programmed it so that way Scrat could automatically do certain stuff. Basically, all you can do is lock, shut down, and log off. And I didn't program to open any apps because I had spent a long time not working on the update, and it was supposed to only take 2 weeks, but I took a while off, so I just figured I'm gonna blow through this, and I only put 3 things in. So yeah, he can. I mean, of course, I'm not gonna take any more time to do this kind of stuff, so I'm just going to say, yeah, as you can see, I was gonna program it so he could open the tasks and programs and stuff in version 1.2, but I never got to it because you already know. And so if you go through all that, then he just says what he always says. Oh, we'll take more requests soon, but not really. And then finally, to end off the video, shut down. Well, that's the end of the project. Before I go, I want to show you that, see, this was the guy that remixed the new Windows Master. And my username was originally WillieNat003, so you know this is a remix. I can't show you the original project because, well, I already said before, I'm banned. Nothing I can do about that. So yeah, now it's the end of the video. If you liked this video, you know what you gotta do, or what I want you to do. See you next time.